under the shade of a cougar tree, and he sang and he felt as he waited for his belly boiled. You'll come on, sing Matilda with me. Oh, sing. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Sorry, a little bit unprofessional there. G'day, my name's Steve-O. Welcome to the Seaside Whispers Down Under Travel Agency. How may I help you today? Okay, yeah. Oh, you've come to finalise the details of your trip to Australia. Okay, well, you've certainly come to the right place. Let me just check on our system and make sure everything's okay on there. Can I just take your first name and your surname? Okay. And how are you spelling that? Okay. 2 I's and a Z. Okay, not a problem. Just call that up. Technology, eh? Always running slow when you want it to run fast, eh? Yeah, totally. I get it. There we go. Can I just confirm the first line of your address, please? Yep. 32 Gardens. Okay. Just check we got the right details for you. Yeah, there we are. So you are booked on 18-day tour, the best of Australia. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, now the system is just flagging up that the itinerary has come through. So if you want, I can go through it with you right now. You would? Okay, not a problem. Now, let me just have a look down here. Now, I know you've been dealing with one of my colleagues, I think, on this one, but unfortunately he's away on holiday at the moment in Australia, funnily enough. So I think he's left me the details for you. Just wait 1 minute. I'll have a look in the file. Okay. Sorry about this. Would have been more organised if I'd known you'd coming in, but such is life. But don't worry. We'll find the information for you and then we'll run through the itinerary, okay? Okay, and then we'll sort a few other bits and pieces out to do with the travel. All right? Yeah, great. Okay, let me just find it for you. Okay. It's got to be in here somewhere because this is all upcoming trips, so don't fret, we'll find it for you. Okay, itinerary, where are you? Here we are, itinerary for you. Let me just get it out for you and then we can run through the details, and there's a few other little bits and pieces I just need to do while you're here, just to make sure you have a wonderful trip down under. Okay, I'll just put that over there for you. Right, so there we go. Yep, that's your name at the top there with your booking reference. Great. Your address, pickup point. Okay, so first of all, I'll just run through the itinerary for you, just to let you know what's going on, just to make sure it's as you booked it. And if there's any issues, you can let me know as we go along. Is that okay? Great, great. Okay, so we've got Best of Australia tour. Yep. And it's 18 days. Great amount of time to see the country. Okay, so on Monday the 20th, you will arrive at Perth Airport and be transferred to the hotel. So your flight is, let me have a look here, just on the back there. Your flight is via Qantas and it's via Dubai. Yep, okay, you're just a short layover in Dubai. Yep, that's no problem. And you're flying to Perth, as I say, on the 20th. Then on the 21st, you've got a sightseeing tour of Perth. Beautiful city, I must say. And you'll get to explore Perth and the Fremantle as well, which is the state capital, I believe. And you'll also get a little welcome meeting as well. So just before you go off on the bus around Perth and Fremantle, you'll get to go and see the your tour guide, and he'll explain some of the other bits and pieces that are available on the tour. But obviously there are 1 or 2 things I can book for you now if you would like. Okay, but we'll get to that as we go along. All right, great. Okay, then on the 22nd you have a day free in Perth, and personally I would recommend using the bus service there because it's actually free and you can just hop on and off as you like. And it's quite easy. It just literally goes about 2 minutes walk from the hotel where you'll be staying. So that'll be great. Then on the 23rd you will be met, it's quite an early start, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, but you are transferring to Alice Springs and then on to Uluru. So, beautiful place. Ayers Rock, as it is known as well. So you may know it as Ayers Rock, you may know it as Uluru. All we know it's a big rock in the middle of the country. Beautiful. And so basically you'll go to Uluru. Now your hotel is just a few miles away. It's actually a special resort built just outside the national park there. So you'll actually be picked up by a bus in the morning and then transferred to Uluru later on in the morning. So this is now the 23rd, yeah. So basically you get transferred by the bus to Uluru and a guide will take you around and explain all the Aboriginal myths and legends and so forth that surround it. Beautiful. Then in the evening, I would highly recommend you definitely go on this. It is included, so you don't have to if you don't want to. You go back and from a few miles away they take you to a little picnic area where you get to see it at sundown. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You get to see the different colours. Definitely recommend that one. You also get some champagne with it, so if that's not a reason to go, nothing is. Then on the 24th, you will be transferred back to Alice Springs. So it's a bit of a long day this one, and then you're off to Cairns, near the Great Barrier Reef. So you get to see the Great Barrier Reef for a few days. Now on the 25th, you'll actually be transferred to a place called Green Island. Now I do have a little bit of information about it that they sent me in a little guidebook, which I'll again talk through with you later. But that's a beautiful place, and you get to go on a little boat trip around the Great Barrier Reef. You may like snorkeling and so forth, so it's a wonderful day out. I'd recommend it for anybody. Now, so we've got the Green Island trip on the 25th. On the 26th, you've actually got a free day. But if you want to, you can actually go up and see the Barron River Gorge and the Karoonda Scenic Railway if you fancy it. It's a beautiful little trip through the jungle area. There's like a little town area where you get to in the jungle. And then, if you're quite brave, you can actually come back on the cable car. I believe it's one of the longest cable cars in the world. And you sort of fly over the canopy there. That's definitely one I'd recommend as well. Now, on the 28th, it says you go from Cairns to Melbourne. So, if you sort of watch Neighbours, then you'll know that's where Melbourne is. That's where it's set, on the south of Australia there. So, you've got to gain a couple of days in Melbourne to do what you like. Now, I would recommend jumping on and off the tram lines. They've got some restored tram areas. Just go around the city and you can sort of see what's going on there. Very lovely way to see the city. Now on the 30th they give you the option to go to the Great Ocean Road. Now I would definitely recommend this. It's a beautiful bit of country, completely different from the rest of Australia. Very rugged, very rocky, lots of sea spray, that kind of thing. So if you love your coastal areas, your scenery, definitely do that one. Now, more days. Then on the 31st, you go to Sydney. Beautiful place, beautiful place. Yeah, I grew up just outside Sydney, just north of the city there. So you can say hello to some of the relatives. Oh yeah, my brother, he works at the airport there, so you may recognise him. He looks fairly similar to me, some people say, but I'm not so sure. Anyway, so transfer to Sydney. Then on the 1st, you get a tour of Sydney and a harbour cruise. So you get a little boat and just go around the harbour there, and you also get to see the highlights of Sydney, which will be wonderful. There's so much to see and so much to do. You probably need to go back and see it again. But obviously, this is just a taste to start with. So we hope you will use us in future. Who knows? Anyway, so on the 2nd of November, you've got the option of the trip to the Blue Mountains, which is about an hour or so away from Sydney. Again, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. like nothing else in Australia. So again, if you're there on a whistle-top tour, I definitely recommend it. Then on Monday the 3rd, you've got again a free day in Sydney, which is lovely because obviously it's the day before you go home, and you can just wander around as you wish. But I'm sure your tour guide will give you a few options to do there and tell you what's what and where's where. Then on the 4th, sadly, probably, hopefully, you'll be flying back to London again via Dubai on Qantas. So do you have any queries about any of those items? No? Okay. Now, what I need to do now from you, I'll go back through the itinerary, but just find out if you're interested in any of the optional trips, because I can book them in advance and it'll just save a little bit of hassle when you get there. Okay. So, get your pen and paper ready in case I want to know what's what. Okay, so the first trip we had was, okay, that's included Green Island, that's included. Okay. So, are you interested in the rainforest trip on the little train there? Yeah? Okay. So, how many of you would like to go? I know let me just double check this. There's 4 in your party travelling. Would you like all 4 or not? You would, all 4. Okay, so 4 people travelling, and that's the Daintree. Yep, the Daintree. Yep, that's the one. Okay, Daintree day out with cable car. Do you want to risk the cable car? Oh, I wouldn't say risk, but it's lovely to do. You would? Okay, definitely worth it. Just like you're gliding over, it's like you're flying. Beautiful, beautiful. So cable car. So I can book that up for you. Okay. So the next one was let's have a look. It was the Great Ocean Road. Are you interested in going on the Great Ocean Road? I say it's a beautiful day out. Beautiful. Yeah? Okay. So we've got Great Ocean Road. And it's again, all 4 of you want to go on that? You would? Okay, no problem. Times 4. So far we've got the Daintree and the cable car in Cairns, and we've got the Great Ocean Road in Melbourne. Okay, just pop that up there. It won't make the computer go funny or anything. Now, the next optional excursion that we can book here anyway, I say there are other options that will give you close to the day, but obviously that depends when the local guides are available, that sort of thing. But there are 1 or 2 little things you can do, which your guide will tell you about when you get there. The last one that I could book for you is the Blue Mountain Tour. Now, have you heard of the Blue Mountains? I say, I've got a little guidebook that I can show you, and you could even take it away if you like, which explains a little bit more about these places. But the Blue Mountains, essentially, it's an ancient forest, really. And there's lots of hills and valleys, beautiful scenery. The reason it's called the Blue Mountains is because they're all eucalyptus trees, and they release a sort of vapour, I suppose you'd call it, into the air, and then it makes everything a sort of a blue shimmery haze. Very, very mysterious, very old, very ancient, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You interested in that? Okay, great. I like to see a person who likes a bit of adventure. Beautiful. So you've got the Blue Mountains, and that is on the 2nd. Okay. Okay, Blue Mountains. All 4 of you again? Great. Times 4. Okay. Now let me just quickly punch that into the system and make sure we've got the availability. Okay, let me get the right page up for you. Trouble is with this system, you have to scroll through 2 or 3 pages just to get where you want to go. Okay. Here we go. Optional extras. So we've got the Daintree, Cairns, and that is times 4. Great. Then we've got the Great Ocean Road. Again, times 4. And finally, we've got the Blue Mountains. I say, if I book all this in advance, then you don't have to worry about paying for it on the day. You just have to pay, as I say, the local your guides will come up with suggestions for the day trips around little places, and as I say, it's entirely up to you. You can pay in cash or CAD when you get there, but it'll just save you having to take too much money with you and change it up and so on and so forth. And again, the exchange rate at the moment, it might be a little bit better. Depends what happens when we get out of Europe, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't affect me directly, but obviously you ponds it'll affect, definitely. Anyway, enough with it. So, that is also booked up. Let's just wait for it to do its thing. The egg timer of doom's coming up, going round and round and round and round. You know what it is like, these computers. Don't worry, it'll get there. So, there we go. And that is all booked for you. Great. So what we'll do, we'll just add it onto the other details here. Now, would you like me just to bill that onto your credit card that you paid the initial fees with? You would? Okay, don't worry about that. We'll pop that through and it should be taken out of your account in the next hours. Now, just me check. Now, is it the card ending in 014? Is that the one? It is. Great. So we just add that on. Okay, great. So what I'll do now, I'll just pop that down here. Pop that down the side. You can have this. You can have that if you wish. Yep, okay. Here you go. I'll just give that to you there, and you can take that away with you. That's yours to take. So, got any questions or queries about it? No worries. So, if you like, I say they give me a little guidebook. If you're interested in it, I'll give it to you right now. Would you like me just to run through some of the places you're going and just to make it a little bit easier? Because what they've actually done, and this is what I love about this company, what they do, they provide little highlights when they give you the guidebook, and they just show you the places you're going, so you don't have to read through the whole thing. And the idea is, if you fancy it, you can read through the other bits and pieces of this little book. And if you want to go anywhere else whilst you're out there or got any queries, you can ask them. We can tailor your holiday any way you wish. So what they've done, I'll run it through you, give you a general idea of what's going on and when. So here you can see, it's a beautiful little book, this beautiful little book. I've got one at home myself. Even though I technically come from the country, it's always nice to see the little homeland, doesn't it? So here you've got a little map there, which you can see you've got Western Australia there, and there's Perth just down there. And you've got the Northern Territories, which you won't be travelling to on this occasion, South Australia. And you've got Queensland and the Great Barrier Reef just over there. And you've got New South Wales just there. And you've got Victoria and Tasmania. And as far as I know, I've never seen a Tasmanian devil spinning around eating everything, according to the cartoon, but you never know. So essentially, what we've got here is a little map of Australia. So what I'll do, I'll just get the map of Australia up there for you. See it there? Okay. So now, you're going to be flying into Perth, which is on the west coast just there. And then what you're going to do is fly across to Alice Springs, which is right dead centre. And there is Uluru. Uluru is probably about an hour outside, so there's a little bit of flying time, but nothing much. And what you'll do, you'll fly across the country, straight across here to Cairns, which is just up there in the northeast of the country. Now the Great Barrier Reef does run for quite a few thousand miles right down that section of the coast. Beautiful though. Now also you'll be flying due south from there straight down to Melbourne, which is on the south there, just there, south tip of Australia. And then finally back up the coast of Sydney. That's just a little hopper, skip and a jump, about an hour's flight. Nothing much at all. Beautiful, beautiful. So start on the west coast, go across to the dry central area there, just to Alice, across to Cairns, down to Melbourne and across to Sydney. What you've got to bear in mind though, it'll be a couple of hours each flight. Doesn't seem very far, but obviously Australia is bigger than Europe, so you have to appreciate it's quite a big old beast. Now, let's see where you're going. Now this little guidebook, as I say, they provided some little bookmarks in there, which is useful. So one of your stops is going to be the beautiful city of Sydney. Beautiful. There's the Opera House there. As I say, you can just flick through the book as you wish, but I'll just show you the places you're going. So, in Sydney, there it is. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What I love about this little book, they've actually got little road maps here, so you can work out where you're going. Now, as far as I understand it, let me just double check. Okay, your hotel in Sydney is pretty centrally located. In fact, it's just up here. So it's just there, right off, just past Hyde Park there. Yeah, so it's just literally in the centre of the town, probably about 10 minutes walk from the Opera House. So it's beautiful, beautiful area. Now, so this guidebook is wonderful because it shows you all the little areas, goes into the history of the city there. It's also got little 3D maps you can see. You can see sort of 3D maps just there. Again, this is a beautiful, beautiful little book, and that's why I love this company as well, working for them and so on. Because all the information they provided, this is over years of research and customer feedback, and they've got this little guidebook, because a lot of people say they'd like to know what's going on in Australia, a little bit of history before they get here. So we've got interesting little points. And if you're interested in some history, you've even got details of how they built the harbour bridge there, for example. And also, so there's lots of little areas there. You've got Darling Harbour there, for example. So it goes into all the little, and there's a fair bit on the, as you can see, all this section here, all that section right through there is all to do with Sydney. There are various areas you can go. There's a particular area that I like called Paddington Street. Don't know why, but the name just appeals to me. So there we go. Now, what else? Oh yeah, you know I said about the Blue Mountains? Well, I can show you a little detail of Blue Mountains in there. There we go. That's the Blue Mountains there. And I believe this formation is called the Three Sisters. Now, what you'll do is when you go to the Blue Mountains, again, you've got a little cable car just across the valley, and if you look up from the cable car on the right-hand side as you come into the docking station, you'll see these little beauties here. You can see them from other places. And I say it's very, very rugged, very wild. As I say, it's quite a big area there, covering the Blue Mountains. Quite a large area. But I say definitely worthwhile going on there. So there we are. There's the cable car I was talking about. Can you just see the little cable car there? That's the Three Sisters in the background there. Now, beautiful place, beautiful. Now, next up in the book is one of my favourite places, Green Island. Remember where I said you'd be going? This is included though, luckily. Green Island, it's directly on top of the Barrier Reef, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. And you get to actually see lots of different, so you can just about make it there. There's a little harbour around there. We'll go across from Cairns. It's about an hour on the boat, I suppose, and you'll get a free lunch and everything like that. They'll serve it to you on the beach. Beautiful. And I say you can snorkel, swim, just sit on the beach all day. You're going to get a good 4 or 5 hours there, so there's plenty to do. And also, if you're not faint of heart, what I would suggest is right dead centre in the middle of the island is a little crocodile rescue place. So if you want to see some 30-foot crocodiles being fed, definitely go there. Oh, yeah. Now, here's Cairns, where you'll be based when you're up there. As I say, this is where you get on the Daintree train and go and see the cable car. The cable car is something like 7 kilometres long. It's actually broken into 2 sections, so you sort of come off, walk down the little path, get on the next bit, and then you end up back in Cairns. Beautiful. It's a beautiful trip, I say. It really feels like you're just flying over the desert there. The desert, the jungle. Of course, I think the desert brain. I've got desert brain at the moment. Anyway, you'll love it. It's beautiful. Now, what else have we got? Now, I know you'll have a couple of hours free in Alice Springs, or Alice as we know it. There's a little map of Alice, so whilst you're sort of waiting, you'll probably get a lunch stop there, but it's worthwhile having a wander around, have a look. You do actually go, I believe, to the Flying Doctors Centre, which is obviously just outside of Alice Springs. I think on the way to the airport, they'll drop you off there just for like a half hour, and they give you a talk about how things work. And the wonderful thing about you Brits is you actually get the Flying Doctor service free as part of agreement with the Australian government. So, if anything happens in the middle of the desert, the Flying Doctors will fly into your rescue. There you go. Now, here's one of the highlights. The beautiful Uluru Rock, or Ayers Rock as it's known. Just there. Beautiful. As I say, you can see it at sunset, early morning walk around. It's actually bigger than you think. You know, it's a good couple of miles walk around it, definitely. So just make sure you keep well hydrated. But your guide will be on hand and obviously won't walk you too far around it. You know, you're not desert survival experts. So, but it's absolutely beautiful. So there we go. Now, I know you're going to Western Australia, and there is a little picture of Perth there. Again, Perth is sort of set on a river, but it's absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's sort of make use of the free buses. The sky is just so blue over the city. It's like nothing you've seen in this country. And again, there's a little map of part of Western Australia there. So you've got Fremantle there, just south of Perth. And as I say, part of your excursion will go there. The Fremantle is kind of on the coast, just south, a little bit south of Perth there. Again, you've got the area where you'll be staying. I believe you're actually staying near the river just down here. But it's literally a 2-minute walk just up the hill, and there's a free bus service that goes around all day long, about every 10 minutes. You can hop on, hop off. You have different routes. So, but you guys will explain a little bit more about that. Now, as I say, sort of lots of beautiful pictures in here. Now let's skip this a little bit, shall we? Yeah, let's skip across this bit going there. Melbourne. Melbourne's a very historical old city. As I say, definitely worthwhile going on the tram station. Now, a little tip for you. If you ask your guide nicely, she will show you where the real-life Ramsay Street is. Neighbours. Everybody needs neighbours. I think you get what I'm talking about. If you're into that kind of thing. Who knows? You may even get to see Carl Kennedy or somebody similar. I would say Harold Bishop, but I don't know if he's still in it. Now, to say you can walk along a beautiful Yarra River. Yeah. There's some little sort of paths you can walk around. I say for a city, it's nice and relaxed. It doesn't feel too rushed, you know. Some places do, and this definitely doesn't. A bit like Sydney, beautiful. I say, there we are. And you can just see on the map there, it shows the Albert Park. And I believe that's where the Australian motor racing comes from. You know, the Formula 1 motor racing, they actually race around past the park. So, again, if you're interested in Formula 1 motor racing, that's where it's from. And also the tennis is held there. So again, and here you can see, this is what I'd recommend you definitely do. If you don't do any others, now I know you're going to be doing them, but here is part of the Great Ocean Road. And you can see wall, dramatic cliffs, rock formations. Now it's completely different from anything else you've got in Australia. Now, there we are. You can see now, when you look at this, Melbourne is sort of up there a bit, and the Great Ocean Road, it'll probably take you about an hour or so just to drive down there. But to say you'll be given a specialist little bus and a coach. What I love about this tour is that the bus tours aren't too big, so you may get 20 people on a coach. Well, this company uses 20 people, so you don't get 50, 60 people squished on a coach, getting on, getting off. You know how it is. But yeah, the Great Ocean Road is beautiful. Yeah, let's see if I can find any more details. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically, there's your little book there. You can take that, and as I say, they've kindly highlighted all the places you're going to be going in there. So I'll give you that book there to take with you. So you've got your book, you've got your little itinerary there. Now let me just check one more detail for you. Okay, now have you organised your Australian visas? You have? Okay, so let me just type in there. Did you do it online? Because it's free? Yeah, you did. Great. So let me just update our system to say that you've got it. Okay, there we go. So what will happen is roughly 14 days before you go, we'll be in touch again and we'll have your tickets ready. Now obviously it will be an e-ticket, but we'll just have a little printout of the itinerary. You don't actually need to take them with you, but we always recommend you just take a copy just for your own records. Okay. Now I'm just going to see if there's anything else on the system that I need to tell you at this stage. Nope. Doesn't appear so. I hope you have a fantastic time in Australia. And as I say, we'll be in touch with you about 14 days before, just to give you your ticket information, your final flight details, and so on and so forth. And if there's anything else you need to know, again, my name is Steve-O. Feel free to call me anytime. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful trip. See you soon.